Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Smash and Grab TV, home of the Crash Bang Wallop Cup. I'm your host, Double D, here with Tolmandry for the last match of the third round. Tolmandry, tell me, what are we looking at today?
Well, we're visiting the Dragon's Litter Tray, the home of the Khemri, the Tiny Rocks, and they're coached by JP. I love the way these guys always put on a bit of a show at the start with their dance moves. And against them today, we have Dunkster with his Kreepy Burping Clowns. Now these Goblins are dangerous. We've seen some nasty moves from them over this season already. Oh, there's my favourite, the Loony with his chainsaw. What do you think?
I hate that little guy. He causes so much havoc. The old pogo stick guy as well. He is bonkers, bouncing around like anybody's business. Let's see now. We've got the toss coming up. And
yep,
Dunkster's got it by the looks of it.
Yeah, the Creepy Burping Clowns have decided to actually receive the ball first.
Okay. Now, tactically speaking, some of our viewers may be wondering, what difference does it make who goes first, who goes second? In this case, can you just give them a bit of insight?
I can. I mean, it's a challenging thing. If you go first, the reason Dunkster has chosen to go first is because he has all these secret weapons. So he wants to make the maximum use of them on the pitch before they're likely to get sent off by the referee. I mean, you know, the referees guild have been talked to. They've been told secret weapons, the crowd loves them, but no, they still insist on sending them off. So for Goblins, best to get as many turns as you can with them on the pitch to get rid of players.
Okay. We've got a kick-off. It's the high kick now. So any player of the Creeping Burping Clowns not in a tackle zone can go straight into that square where it's landing.
Pogo stick?
And
it's the
yes,
pogo.
As expected. Okay, let's see whether he manages to catch it.
Oh, no.
Fallen behind. But that's okay. It doesn't count as a fumble. It's just literally trying to catch it. Creeping Burping Clowns sending in their ball and chain.
Ooh.
And that's the Tomb Guardian down. Not out, though.
That ball and chain is nasty. Strength 7. You don't want to mess with him.
You don't. And look at that troll as well. Walloping in there with the assist. That's got to be a broken neck, surely.
Do you know, these are two of the brightest the brightest trolls I've ever seen on the Clowns team. I mean, this season already, they've almost been independent and able to take moves on their own.
They have been really good. One of the things that I think that Dunkster's got going for him, though, is he's making sure to keep one of his goblins near the ogres. Ogres? Trolls.
Near the trolls.
Sorry. They all look the same to me. Near them at all times, and that actually helps direct the trolls to make sure that they're not quite so dumb as they might otherwise be.
Now, you know, I think the Loony might be in a bit of trouble. He tried to use his chainsaw on one of the Tomb Guardians, and I think the Tomb Guardian is probably going to get revenge.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thing to face that chainsaw, but if you're wielding the chainsaw and that guy doesn't go down, you know you are going to get pounded.
Oh, I think it looks as though JP is going to go after the ball and chain.
Well, wow, okay, just a bit of a shove, both down. Okay, was that worth it?
It is. I mean, every time you tackle, or if you get that ball and chain on the ground, he will at least be knocked out every single time. So it's well worth it to get rid of him.
Yeah,
and I can see why he used the reroll. If he hadn't, you would then have a ball and chain surrounded by some of the Khemri. So that could have gone really badly for them.
Yeah, and of course with the Goblins, area effect is one of the things that they're very good at between that ball and chain and the bomber. I'm not sure if the bomber's on the pitch at the moment. But
I don't see him. No, I think he's still in the reserves.
Yeah, well keep your eye out for that for later because I'm sure he's going to cause some havoc.
Oh, I've just had a late notice come in. Apparently the stadium is actually a real Dragon's Litter Tray, so fans have been told they must leave quickly after the match. Any remaining after 30 minutes may become a dragon snack. Well, that's unusual.
It is, but it maybe explains the consistency of the pitch that we're seeing here today, and quite possibly that smell. I'd assumed it was coming from the Khemri, but maybe the dragon.
That's it. I mean, I suppose dragon scales make a perfect roller to smooth that pitch out.
Yes. Okay, well, we're just pushing here, but I think we've got a troll going down.
He has, yeah, he's, but nothing, no injuries yet. This is always a shame when the match has already started. We're into turn 3 soon, and not one injury.
No, there's plenty of time yet. We've got a knockout. I feel like they're warming up to it.
They are.
Maybe in luck, there could be a bit of fresh meat
That was
for you
the
later
loony.
on, eh?
It was the loony who has just been knocked out. Oh, that's going to be galling for Dunkster there.
Yeah, he's not going to be a happy boy, is he?
No, not
We've got
at
them
all.
both down here, so a turnover. They haven't actually managed to pick up that ball yet, have they? They're going to need to be a little bit
Yeah, third time lucky.
careful. They don't manage to pick it up, and the Khemri team keep coming.
Although, having said that, not
losing it.
one member of the Khemri team has crossed the mid-line yet.
No. Okay, so our pogo man with the ball has gone down the pitch now. It's starting to build a little bit of cage around him. If they can get some protection.
No, that's
Khemri,
going to
of
be a
course,
nuisance
are
for him.
notorious. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Khemri have. I was just going to say they're very slow team, very strong team. So the Goblins are going to either have to play a very dodgy game or they're going to have to play a very cagey game. I think my bet would be that they will go dodgy when they need to, but cagey just sort of at the start here.
Another prime example. That troll, he managed to think by himself and stand up. I mean, that's as good as winning the match when your troll does that.
Well, you're always able to get over the bar if you set it as low as you can.
Exactly.
As you can see here, the Khemri is starting to move towards the ball, which, if Dunkster is playing canny, will allow him then to nip around the side. The Khemri being so very slow in their shifting. So,
I notice he's brought both of his throw rails into the backfield, so they're able to intercept the pogo stick if he gets through.
Yeah, and of course that will be what Dunkster's looking to do, is to shift forward. Pogo sticks, of course, have leap as well. Would you like to tell our audience how leap works?
Well, yeah, quite literally. It lets you leap over even a standing player, so you can land up to 2 squares away, and it's a great way of getting past a blockade, as long as you don't fall.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. There is always that danger, but it's a real handy skill to have when you get surrounded, which maybe we'll see later on in this game.
There's a lot of sort of tit-for-tat battering going on here at the moment, I feel.
Yeah, not enough actual damage being done, but we are seeing the ball shifting up the pitch. And,
now you're a bit of a connoisseur of fine foods, are you not?
I've been known to munch the odd pie, the odd burger, the odd wild boar, and the entire cow. Yes, I like a feed. At the Moot, they teach us how to cook, and they teach us how to eat and enjoy it.
Well, if ever you're visiting a Nurgle team, I don't recommend you try their food. I mean, you wouldn't think undead could get food poisoning, but my entire team ate some Nurgle hot dogs, and we lost half of the team even before we started the match once.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's not well enough
food poisoning specialities. They're hot dogs, I feel.
But the trick with the Nurgle stuff, of course, is to pick out the maggots first.
Of course.
Save them for, shred them for pudding. They've got to be cooked properly, but shred them up, make a nice maggot pudding, a little bit of jam. It's lovely.
I do love the way you halflings don't waste anything, and you're quite happy to literally eat any part of whatever's there.
Any part and every part. There's always something you can do with it. Okay, what we've got coming here now, is that that's a blitz coming on, just trying to put pressure on the ball.
I mean, as it
currently
currently stands,
makes it harder for that.
They're not doing badly, the Goblins. They're sort of slowly breaking through, but you still do have those 2 throw rails ready to intercept them at the back.
You do, and that's going to be hot on Dunkster's mind, but he is a canny player when it comes to the Goblins. He knows how to use his team, and he knows how to use them well, so I'm expecting big things from him today.
Again, these trolls, they're absolutely amazing again today. Every time they're given a command, they've so far followed it. Good lads.
Got a double skull, re-roll for a push. Okay. Well, that's a bit of danger there for the Khemri, who next turn may very well find themselves off the pitch and into the crowd.
Actually, I was quite surprised he didn't push him into the position where he could have been pushed straight off the pitch. But I suppose he wanted the 2 assists to make sure that he got double dice on him.
Yeah, I guess so. That position, it does make all the difference when you're in attack. And if you've got a weaker team, you do want to make the most of your dice.
I think
Oh,
that
Giggles
turnover
is
might
stunned.
have been quite dangerous there for Dunk as well. You know, JP's team are really sort of pushing that pressure on that ball carrier now.
Very much so. He's banking his lucky stars for the dodge skill as well, I think.
Ooh, that was a useful push straight into the hands of another. Oh, he's down.
Yeah, that's the troll. Oh no, not the troll. Is that a skeleton? Oh, how embarrassing to be taking down by a
They're
skeleton.
playing a game of catch, look.
And there's the ball right next to the edge of the pitch there.
Surrounded
Gosh,
by
if he tries
players.
to pick that up, what's going to happen? Yeah.
Oh look, the throw rods are now coming back from the end. I think JP figures that at this stage the Goblins are going to struggle to pick up that ball.
Yes, he's throwing everything he can just to try to interfere with them and perhaps get hold of it himself. And both down there.
And Khemri has knocked himself out. 1 Tomb Guardian off the pitch.
Mahe Amun-Ra, not the luckiest of players, I believe.
No,
He's
I
had
think
some
we've seen him
trouble
do that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
In fact,
Okay,
Puking
we've got our turnover.
Patrick, I believe it was, in the last match, went and actually injured that particular Tomb Guardian.
What a guy. He's been quite the player with Puking Patrick. I expect, well, I think we're going to see him levelling up this season. He's got
Yeah,
a
I think
good
we'll see
future
great
ahead of
things
him.
from him.
You would not want to be that guy.
No.
Side lap fist coming down.
Yeah, you can hear those bones crunch.
And it's stunned.
This is a serious maul going on now. I don't see how they can get out of this, either team. I think that ball is now stuck for the rest of this half.
Yeah, well, if anybody's feeling brave, they might knock it off of the pitch just to get it thrown back into
We've
the
got
middle.
one of your halfling's favourite skills there. He's gone and injured the Tomb Guardian with a foul.
Yes, that's a gouged eye. He's going to be missing the next game, I'm sure. And, well, who knows how good he's going to be when he comes back.
Oh, he regenerated.
With one eye and that depth perception gone.
Oh, no,
He's
that
hard
is
to catch the
unfortunate.
ball.
He both regenerated and Dopey was sent off. I mean, you notice with the Tomb Guardians, they have decay. So he had 2 injuries. And they do have to suffer both of them whenever they're actually injured. So they might be big and tough, but they're also fragile in their own way. Oh no, Boingy's knocked out.
He's been taken down, hasn't he? Unavailable until the end of the match. No, hang on. He has a chance to recover on each new kickoff. Of course, it's just a KO, isn't it? So
It is, yeah.
we may yet see him back.
Well, the Goblins have lost quite a few players. They're 4 players down at this stage.
It's always a bit of a danger when you've got a weak team versus a strong team. You've got to play a very canny game in order to avoid those injuries. You know, if you're playing on the strong team side, the game really is more about taking down the numbers before trying to score a touchdown. If you're just going for the touchdown, you're going to have rings run around you.
No, just have
JP's
to
playing it smart.
jump in there. I noticed the ball is now free of Goblins, so it looks as though that thrower, I believe, is probably going to go for the ball. Yep, here he goes.
Yes, and has he got it? He's picked it up.
Oh, how things have turned around. It looks as though now they've still got 2 turns. Can he make it? Yes, he can. He
Yes,
has just enough
about.
turns. So Dunkster has to... Oh no, the first really stupid roll has failed at a crucial moment in the game.
It has. Is he going to be able to get another goblin in there to tackle?
I don't know. This is... I mean, they're not the fastest,
try and do
but
that.
I would imagine he'll try and block. So it's a 1 dice block, this blitz.
He's got him.
He's got him. Well played, little goblin.
Oh, Dunkster will be pleased with that. Extra bag of popcorn for that boy, eh?
Absolutely. No pies.
Stunty skill's so useful for hopping out of the way as well, isn't it?
It is.
He's got a nice little cage around there.
Yeah, you know who are the best stunties at hopping out of the way? Little Noblars.
I've heard good things about Noblars. I have to say, I've not played against them, and I've certainly never tasted them. But yeah,
no,
I hear they're a bit of fun.
it's funny that you immediately jumped to never having tasted them.
Yeah, well, this stuff that's been going on with Porky's pies and whatnot recently, I think it's on a lot of people's minds, and well,
It's just
frankly, a lot of
rumours
people's
is
stomachs.
your official line.
Well, no, I mean, what's happened with Porky's pies is absolutely fact. That has been investigated and dealt with by the N. Oh, what's happening here on the pitch? Just look over there. Is that a dead cat?
Yeah.
See.
Well, I can't remember what we were talking about now.
No, neither can I. But we're on turn 8 anyway, and
Yep.
yeah,
Looks like the end of the half is coming up.
yeah, thank goodness for that. I mean, yeah. Oh, what a shame, and we haven't had a touchdown yet. Bit of brutality there from the troll, taking him down.
Any opportunity to
Anywhere near an
reduce
end
the
zone.
number of players against you is always a good thing, I feel.
Yes. And there's another
Again,
Tomb
look at that
Guardian
troll.
going
He's been
down.
on his own this entire half, and he's been absolutely amazing. He's taken the initiative for a troll.
Yeah, you've got to wonder what they're feeding him to increase his brain power like that.
Yeah, let's see. I would imagine we'll probably see Dunkster trying to get at least 1 or 2 knocks out or injuries at this stage before the half is over. But
Yeah, we could well see a foul coming again. Whether he can do anything, because of course, if you manage to injure an opponent, you do get some star player points, just as you do if you manage to pass.
but only if
Pass
you
and catch
injure
a
them
ball.
through a block. Fouls don't give you any points.
Or do they not?
They do not. No.
I will have to make a special note of that, because I may have resorted to fouling in the past, thinking
You
that I
might
was
get star
getting
player
points.
points. Well, that was an interesting first half. I mean, a very bashy first half for the Goblins. I think they got away with it
Yeah.
fairly lightly.
I think they were pretty lucky. You wouldn't normally want to play a Goblin team in a bashy game. It's all about the movement. That's what stunties are good for. It's nipping here, nipping there.
There's the ball and chain I
Getting
noticed did
caught.
not wake up.
No. Does that mean the bomber's coming on, do you think?
I would think so, but first of all, yeah, he's bribed to keep the Looney on pitch, and this is for the ball and chain. Yep, he's also accepted it, so let's hope he wakes up now.
It's
Otherwise,
a
that's a
lucrative job being a
waste.
ref, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing is, a lot of referees, they send the secret weapons off, and then the fans lynch them at the end. It's almost become a compulsory part of a match, unfortunately, where secret weapons are present.
Funnily enough, something I've not seen yet in the Crash Bang Wallop Cup is the use of a wizard by a team. Now, I know it's hugely frowned upon, but I remember in the old days, you used to quite often see the old fireballs or lightning bolts coming out of the sky to take out a player.
You did, and
Why do you think it's not happening so much these days?
it is a shame. I mean, the infernos you can get when you're playing against a team wrapped in bandages, and dry bandages as well. Yep. A flaming torch of a player those Tomb Guardians can become.
They do go up, don't they?
That's a very good
Right, are
kick
we
as
gonna-
far as the Khemri are concerned, because for JP's team, that's going to be an easy pickup, hopefully.
Yeah, of course he's a slow player, but because he's got the ball now, he's really got as many goes as he wants to get out of the pitch.
He does, and with those 4 strength 5 players, it's going to be very hard to stop him if he manages to get it boxed, I think.
Indeed. And how many goblins are left on the pitch now? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
I think he's still got
6
11, hasn't
goblins
he?
and 2 trolls.
And there's also
Is he?
2 goblins hiding behind the trolls.
Ah, that's what it is.
He's,
Okay,
he's
so
sneaky, that Dunkster is. He likes to make you think you're against fewer players.
Yeah, you've certainly got to watch him, I have to say.
They're basically little puppet masters, those 2 goblins, with a troll in charge.
Yeah.
You can almost see the strings as they instruct them what to do. Oh, he's got the ball.
He has. So now it's a case of figuring out how he's going to make his way through down the pitch and through the lines.
Ah, now what's going on here? I wonder if he's
Very
preparing...
sneaky.
Yeah, we've got a bomber.
We have, and that's taken down the Tomb Guardian. We'll be happy with that, but it's a shame he didn't take down the other guy as well.
I'm
made
wondering
a
how
nice
he's
little-
going to use his loony. During the first half, we saw him attempt to take down the Tomb Guardian twice. Do you think he's still going to keep trying that? 7+ roll
Well-
there to take a Tomb Guardian down.
Yeah, in many ways, Dunk is a canny player, but he does have a stubborn streak, so I suspect, yes, he will be still trying to take it down.
Yep, he's
You won't feel
desperate to
that,
cause an injury to a Tomb Guardian with his big old
Yeah.
chainsaw.
Yeah,
Oh.
he won't feel that it's quite
We have a foul.
complete until he's done it.
Look at that chainsaw
wanna
cut
be under
straight
that.
through the bandages. He's dead!
He's dead!
He's
dead!
killed
He's
the
cut
Tomb
him in
Guardian!
half!
Ah,
Ooh!
will he regenerate?
I don't know, but he's
That's-
certainly going off in 2 halves.
Look at the fans, and bear in mind, this is like, oh, he is actually dead.
Wow. Hey, is
For
that the
home
first one of
fans,
the-
they really
of the-
seem to enjoy that.
Yeah. But is that the first death of the cup?
I believe it is. Yes, we have had others, but I think they've all recovered. I believe
they all
one of
got
these
better.
trolls actually died in their very first match on the very first turn against the opponents.
Yeah. See, the difficult thing with trolls is determining that they're actually dead because they're so thick-skinned. It's really difficult to get a pulse.
Ah, there we go. He's taken down the bomber. Now, the thing about bombers, they cannot throw a bomb unless they do nothing but throw a bomb that turn. So if he stands up,
Oh.
he won't be able to throw until the turn after.
So that's going to knock him back a couple of goes before he can be of any use then. Interesting.
And
And of course, if they've got any brains on them, they're going to be fouling him as well.
They will, yes. Down at the bar, I overheard that the Nobblers Union of Tiny Sports People have issued you with a court summons, Double D. Quite ironic, really, given that their acronym is GUT, given it's Nobbler giblets in your pies that's led to this, don't you think?
I don't know what you're talking about. Certainly, I have had conversation with the Nobblers Union. That is.
Oh, he's dead!
Whoa! We've got another death!
It's the chainsaw again, he's done it again!
Oh my word!
Remind me next time I see these guys on the pitch, he's my #1 target.
Yeah, we have got to take him out big
Oh,
time.
at least that
Big time.
Blitzrad did recover. But that's 2
Yes,
players off the pitch
absolutely.
already for the Khemri.
Yeah, what a horrifying turn of events. And speaking of horrifying turn of events, my lawyer has actually just instructed me to let you know that one may be happening to you unless you stop making these accusations. Now,
Cease and desist regarding pies.
I will say this. Yes, I have been in talks with the Nobblers Union. Yes, they have made certain
He's injured.
allegations. But
Well, I just have to stop you there. We have another injury.
No.
Anything to stop it. Yeah, badly hurt.
all I have to say is this. Nothing has been proven. Nothing will be proven. And that's an end to it, okay?
Okay. He has regenerated. So that was a
Excellent
terrible team for the poor old Khemri. 2 deaths and an injury.
Yeah.
But thankfully only one of them
yeah.
stuck.
You know, I think maybe I spy a business opportunity there for medicinal pies. Excuse me, I've just got to make a call.
Oh, the loony's down. Oh, the loony's injured. Oh, that's such a shame.
He is. It would be nice, I have to say, if we saw him killed, because, well, none of us really want to face that chainsaw, do we?
I don't know. He's actually currently. I'm a big fan of his, but then I am playing the Khemri for my next match,
You are.
and now I have
Now
one
that
less
is going to be
Tomb
really
Guardian
difficult
face.
for me because is it possible to place a bet that both teams will lose? I wonder. Or is that merely
I'm
something
really
to wish
curious
for?
now. How are you planning this? You said they were lawyers. Are you sure they weren't assassins?
Well, you know, they all wear black and they're all a little bit creepy. Okay, we've got turn 11 now. The bomber is dashing down the pitch there.
He's getting himself in the open, I suppose, so that he's able to throw if needed on the next turn.
Yeah, throw from the outside. That's a powerful punch from that troll there. Troll number 2's just gotten himself up. He likes to make his presence felt.
Oh, the Goblins are now going after the ball. Are we going to see a blitz?
Those goblins, they're getting themselves right down the pitch, aren't they?
He's got him down. He's got the ball carrier down.
Ooh. That's nicely done, and they are, well, 1.5 runs away from a touchdown if they can make it, and he's actually picked up the ball as well.
That is an impressive little goblin. I mean, at the moment,
Nicely done.
I think I would put money on him scoring now. Oh, they're trying to
There's
foul
a damn
again.
good chance of it. Yeah. But he's off. Tugs a lot. Tugs a lot. Has gone off to have a bit of a tug on his own by the looks of it.
Do you know,
he's not happy.
I think that was a mistake there by Dunkster. I mean, he tried the foul, but he only had 1 assist in the foul. It's not likely against an armor 9 player. I think that was a waste. He's now 1 player down when he didn't need to be.
He is, and that's Giggles stunned. The ball dropped again. And suddenly all of his hopes of getting that touchdown may be dissolving.
Hold on, I've just been handed a note. Apparently, the chair of the Nobbler of Guts has gone missing. In completely unrelated news, I see a new batch of pies has just arrived at the side of the pitch.
Oh, excellent. I'll have 2, please. Would you like any?
Oh, why not? I could down a pie or 2.
Can't beat a fresh one. Okay, we've got a turnover. Turn 13. Do we think we're going to get any touchdowns in this game?
I don't know. I mean, the Khemri haven't yet managed to get the ball into the opponent's half. And the Goblins are running out of players, so it's going to be tough for them to actually get the ball, I think, now. I mean, it's surrounded by 2 Tomb Guardians. Yeah.
Now, the Tomb Guardians have got terrible agility, of course. We're not expecting them to be able to pick up the ball, but just their very presence there makes it that much harder for anybody else to get it.
Indeed, I think the thrower at the back will probably try to get the ball in a second and then start hopefully bringing it forward while there's still time. Although, to be fair, at this stage the teams are pretty much vengeful for all the wounding and injury that's happened, and of course the death. I mean,
sweet death. Those sweet deaths. I'm sorry, there were 2.
Indeed.
Nicely timed as well. Okay. Dashing little goblin there. Oof.
These are some very quick turnovers there. He's going after the bomber. I was just saying there's some quick turnovers happening there.
Yeah, incredibly quick. It's hard to keep an eye on the action, really. Where are we going now?
Well, it looks as though the
they're going to
Khemri
take it up
opened a
the
line.
right-hand side.
Yeah.
That pogo stick, you know, he can move so fast, and yet what's he doing just hanging over the edge there?
Well, I think the problem is the Goblins have had such rapid turnovers that they've only been able to move 1 or 2 players before it's suddenly the Khemri are back in attack again.
Yeah, well, this is why it's so important when you're playing this game to do everything that's quick and easy and doesn't carry any risk first, and then start making your blocks. Because otherwise
exactly. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Piggles is knocked out. Another Goblin off the pitch. This isn't looking good for these little guys.
No, it all comes down to speed now, really, doesn't it, as to whether or not the Khemri can make that touchdown. Can't see the Goblins coming back.
It looks like he needs 2 turns worth of movement at full speed to reach the end zone. And
Will
he
that
has
include
2 turns left.
For it?
No, he should be able to make it without requiring going for it if he gets a clear run.
So what the Goblins will need to do then is simply try to stymie his journey, either making him have to move out of the way or, hold him up in some way so he can't physically make it.
Yeah.
Or in way to play, of course, but yeah. Oh, I think that bomber can get a bomb into the ball carrier.
Not this turn he can't, because he's just stood, unfortunately.
Of course.
Well, that's a very useful knockout, though. That throw ra's gone, so that's one of the 2 players on the Khemri team that could potentially pick up ball back up is now out of action.
Yes.
They've got just the 1 shot left with the current throw ra, and they've got 2 turns to bring him to the end zone.
Yeah.
This is quite tense.
And we see
I'm enjoying this.
second, he was going to be passing. That would be
Oh, I
ridiculous, wouldn't it?
re-rolled a 3-dice block and still wasn't able to take the goblin down.
No. Okay. Let's move that ball up now. Come on. Oh, this is the trouble with watching the
Everything's at a snail's pace, isn't it? you see the old Tomb Guardians lurching along, and then you think, oh, get on with it, man.
Yeah. You just want to press fast forward.
I mean, all of these goblins are well marked, so they're going to struggle now, I think, to stop this guy. I can't see how they can do it.
Well, this is where leap might come in handy for the pogo stick, of course. Just getting himself out of the range of that Tomb Guardian. Going for the
Oh,
blitz,
that's
perhaps.
interesting. So the troll has actually gone in to put an assist against the Tomb Guardian, and the goblin has blocked the Tomb Guardian.
But of course, that troll's just used blitz, which means they won't be able to blitz the ball carrier.
Yeah.
All they can do is get in the way.
I mean, he's now put the goblin in the way there on pogo stick, so that's a good start. Ah! He seems to be clearing the space for his bombardier. Now, bombardiers, of course, suffer from penalties, just like you would with a ball if you throw. The Tomb Guardian's caught the bomb!
And
Oh no! He dropped it behind him when he threw it, and he's taken down his own ball carrier. Unbelievable!
What a cruel bit of luck!
Oh, I couldn't.
Oh, that's so hard.
Just seeing him even catch the ball was incredible. I didn't think
Yeah.
Tomb Guardians were capable of that. Agility 1.
I didn't know what I was watching for a second there. I just thought, well, where's the bomb gone?
I don't think he can score now, can he? He has no players left to reach the end zone.
Surely not.
He looks like he's trying to take it out on the poor old bomber. He didn't do
Yeah,
anything
bit
to
of
you. Leave him
vengeance.
alone. We might still see another knocked pie filler. Oh, that's interesting. Goblins as well as Noblars?
Yeah. What? Oh, yes, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what goblins do. No.
I would think they're quite similar, really. They're both little tiny green guys.
Is there much of a genetic difference between goblins and noblars?
Not really. I mean, some people even claim that Noblars are basically baby goblins.
Yeah.
And then, to be fair, the whole orc race, some have said they're actually fungal. So they all grow from little tiny mushrooms to start with. So the black orc
Crazy.
is basically a Noblar that's aged about 40.
That's hard to get your head around. I mean, 40, could you imagine?
Certainly not many Blood Bowl players would make it. I mean, that poor old Tomb Guardian, he was over 1,000, and he's just died.
Yeah. Rest in peace, eh? Or pieces, in his case.
Yep. I think that's the end of the match, pretty much, isn't it?
It is. Surely as... Oh, hang on.
I think he's going for a crafty star player point here for his pogo stick. Wise move.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good throw.
Yes.
Oh, honestly.
Failed
to
to catch. What a shame.
Wow,
Well, that's
what
a
match.
bit of a slapdash end to, honestly, a bit of a slapdash match.
Yeah,
What do you
it
make
was-
of it? How would you have played things differently?
Oh, I think it's difficult to know Oh, I do apologise. My werewolf is getting in on the action. They've just realised there's a bone ready to pick up.
Yeah. Wow,
Yep.
look at that. So there was only 12 armour breaks. 43 blocks succeeded from the tiny rocks. Well, you'd kind of expect that. They're big,
Yes.
tiny, tough guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and that
one
kill.
Oh, there was only one kill. I thought there were two.
I think he
Maybe
recovered.
one of them had the...
I think
oh,
he
that's right, the
regenerated.
regeneration, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
at least
not very
to-
many star player points.
No, but to say this for Tiny Rocks, at least it wasn't the guy who died that picked up the MVP. Quite often, if you're on a home match and one of your opponent's dies, then your home team or your home fans will give the MVP to the dead player just to rub insult into the injury.
How very, very cruel.
It
I
is.
love it.
That chainsaw, 100%. Oh, I
And you're
wish I could have
facing
them.
that next. You're
No,
facing
I'm
that next. How do you feel
facing
about
the
that?
Khemri next.
Oh, it's the Khemri. It's the Khemri. Have you already played the Goblins then?
I have. They were quite a tough team. It wasn't a pleasant match.
Remind me of
Um,
the score.
I won 1-0, but I didn't manage to even break an armor on one of the goblins. It was
You
embarrassing.
didn't.
I
That's
mean,
a terrible shame.
they're almost as weak as halflings, and yet not one single arm break. Oh, it's just honestly.
Sorry,
I had
what
to
did you
talk
just say about halflings? What did you just say about halflings?
Well, I said almost as weak as you guys. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
You don't have the
thank
strongest
you,
armor.
but we are the weakest, all right? I don't want any of these people coming near us and pretending like they're as bad as we are.
So this explains the
I mean, it's
vendetta
good.
against the Noblars, because they're even weaker. Sorry, vendetta. I mean, the rivalry, the slight rivalry that's going on.
And I've just had a time check. Apparently, this is the end. We're going to have to close down the recording. I'm so very sorry, Tom Mandry. I've had a delightful time chatting
It was
with you
good
today.
fun. Yeah, good match.
Little claps here, I think, for the Tiny Rocks and the Creeping Burping Clowns, who, well, they tried, didn't they? They tried.
They did. Yeah, they both pushed quite hard, and nobody managed to make the break. So yeah, well played to both captains.
You know, I think it's one of those games actually where both coaches are both of such a high standard that they've just brought each other to a standstill.
They have.
And while you and I can perhaps appreciate the sheer skill that both of them have, you know, deployed today, I think sadly a lot of the fans would just be thinking that it was a bit of a non-game.
I will. Yeah, it's not the most exciting of games to have watched, but at least there was a death.
Yeah, well, when you get the immovable object and the unstoppable force, the result unfortunately is just a standstill, and that's where we are today here on Smash and Grab TV. Hopefully next match we'll get something a little bit more exciting. Do we know who's commentating the next match yet?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you. We'll have to find out, because of course that will be the start of round 4.
Yes, round 4, and I believe it is the Bretonians versus the Chaos Dwarfs?
It is the Chaos Dwarfs, yes. Chaos Dwarfs, Bretonians in match 1. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. My money's on the Bretonians.
I won't. Yeah, well, they've been an absolutely top-notch team, so I've no doubt they're going to be doing an awful lot of damage to the Chaos Dwarfs.
Well,
but
they won
let's see what
5-0
happens.
in their last match. I wouldn't want to go against them myself, and don't have to until the final match. Anyway, that is the end. So yeah, thank you for commentating today with me, Double D, and we'll see you all next time.
I really enjoyed it. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.